All right.
Yeah,
Good evening, folks.
good evening, everyone. Yeah, I hope that was a little bit audible. It was. Well, you can actually maybe you're better off maybe explaining what it was.
Well, that was just me. That's what happens when practice pays off. I've been as of I think I've been practicing since Christmas 2022. Yeah, yeah. I got a kalimba for 2022. Since I think it's a really just it's a really cool instrument. Also very beginner friendly in my opinion. And I tried doing one of Avatar: The Last Airbender's OSTs. It's Avatar's Love, but I think there were some flaws in it, but I tried my best.
Huh. Well, yeah, I don't know if. Oh, I don't feel like it 100% perfectly picked it up as well either. But yeah,
No, I don't think so either, but that's
yeah. I hope it was somewhat out of people. But yeah.
well, right.
Mm-hmm.
We're episode 4 today, right?
No, this is episode 3, I think, isn't it?
It is?
Yeah, we like our previous episode was 2. I know that for sure.
Wow.
The one
Oh, okay. I am
uploaded was 2.
okay. For a second I thought we were at episode 4, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, a lot of things. I mean, not a lot of things that happen, and not a lot of
We're
things have
21
happened.
days in a new year, bro.
Yes, that's what I
How
was.
is the new you, bro?
The new me.
Yeah, the new you.
Well, it's a bit too early to say in my opinion, but so far so good, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Dude.
I do think that we started the year pretty great. Like we came together with a bunch of friends, celebrated New Year's together. That was a great time.
Yeah, for sure. My Yakuza, by the way, just gave up on me, so I'm just playing chess for your information.
Ah, okay.
No, but yeah, no, it's you know, actually, I think like every week of the new year we've seen each other. Is that possible? Am I tripping?
Wait, I don't know at the top of my head, but I can fact check for you. So, um, no, I don't think. No, I don't. Well, technically during the first week, yes, because we were we were together on the 31st of December, so technically yes. Then the second week, yeah, that was last week. Yeah, we
Yeah, and
went
then this
to
week as well, and then this week as well, right?
yeah, and this week as well. Yesterday, yeah. Wow,
Yeah, no,
fuck.
yeah,
It doesn't feel like 3 weeks have passed. If that makes any sense.
yeah,
It feels like
yeah, yeah.
it feels longer, but I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
Uh, couldn't tell you myself, bro. But I just
Okay.
I noticed and I was like, oh, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
But
pretty good. It's pretty good.
I
It's pretty awesome.
yeah, actually that's actually a really good way to start the year. You know, just with the homies a lot, chilling.
Yeah, we managed to do like something every week, which is
That's
actually
kind of
quite the achievement. Which is actually quite the achievement,
for
in
sure,
my opinion.
for sure.
Especially if because we're not the only ones working and with college and stuff, full
Yeah,
on exams. So I feel like that's quite an accomplishment.
that definitely is, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, slice it. I think that yeah, no, that's pretty cool. That was one thing I did want to just like talk about because right last week we did go to like a for me the first time to like a silent disco. Uh, that was something funny. That was kind of weird. Like it was good. It was good though. And I actually wouldn't be too against theoretically visiting it again. But I don't know. Well, you yeah. Why don't you tell me what you
Um,
saw, what your first impression was when you just came in there?
you want me to tell the full story?
Uh, yeah. Let's start from the beginnings. You know.
Okay, okay. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Wait, actually, I still have a question. I forgot to ask any other time, but was that the first time you went to a disco as well?
Um, honestly, it's not too different from any other party I've been to. So I'm
Okay,
not so sure if how unique I should treat this or like, cause like
okay,
it's just music, lighting that flickers and stuff, and then some goofy things interior, bar DJs. Like I mean, it's not that far. Like it's not unique in whatever it's doing, right? So Well, like it's not the
Um,
first one in
well,
anything. So
uh, I think the silent disco thing, like the concept and the execution is it's pretty different from the regular competition. Let's put it,
yeah,
in my
yeah,
honest.
I definitely like
Yeah.
the fact that they just have it because I feel like it's great for. Well, I don't have any issues with this, but I know that some people have issues with tinnitus and stuff, and I also just think it's cool on the aspect of while it's still decently loud, you can still talk to each other, kind of. Like it's not.
Yeah, but yeah, you can talk to each other, but you have to like
Sorry, say that again.
well, you can still talk to each other, but yeah, it's a bit different. So for people who don't know what a silent disco is, it's basically just your average disco, but with a twist, and the twist being that everyone wears a headset, uh, which adds to the silent part which adds to the silent part because there's no like outgoing music. All the music is in the headphones, and to the one we went to, we had like three different channels where you can like switch the music around and just change the music from time to time whenever you felt like it.
Yeah,
Uh, I think for the rest it's basically functions like any other nightclub. For the rest it's it was free though, which was really
yeah.
surprising to me though
Entrance was
actually.
free until like midnight. At midnight, you have to pay like €5 for entrance, which is still relatively really cheap. Um,
Yeah, true.
but I don't know. I was just so when we came there, the real bad boys we were. We arrived at that disco at like 9, I think, like when it just opened essentially, right? 9:30 maybe. And there were like 10 people in there, and it was really awkward. I was like, wow, I just
Yeah.
that we felt so embarrassed, bro. We like, yeah,
Yeah, it's funny thinking back about it, like because we went to eat something beforehand, and then we like
yeah,
slowly made our way toward the towards the silent disco, and it was around I think maybe 10 p.m. or like 11 or like
not 11,
10:30
not
something.
11. Yeah,
No, 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 not 11, but like 10 p.m., 10:30 or something like that. Like
sure.
I think no, I think it's 10 p.m. Yeah, and then like Kevin mentioned, it was like 10 people just like dancing there, and yeah, bro, I just felt I didn't necessarily I didn't necessarily feel awkward, but I did feel like, man, what am I doing here? There's no one here. And then we just decided to leave for a bit and then come back later.
Yeah,
Luckily for us though, after like an hour, a lot of people actually came joining in and like came to the club, and and then you could really start feeling the atmosphere. More people
yeah,
showed up.
definitely enhanced experience. Yeah.
Yes. Um. Well, it was the first time for me as well going to this like the silent disco thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was interesting, but I the only difference being is like, okay, it's nice you can like change like the music,
Yeah,
like
you
sometimes
could you
if
could
you feel,
switch the radio, whatever you want to
yeah,
call it.
if like whenever you feel like it, you can change the radio station, and then you have like different music if you're like tired of listening to the same one you've been listening to for like 20 minutes, for example.
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's
yeah,
about that's about
yeah,
like
you,
in terms
yeah.
of like difference, that's about it for me. For me.
Yeah, so to fill in the other people, right? Um, it was called the RGB disco because it had like 3 channels with 3 colors, every color being a certain channel, right? And
Oh, so that's why it's called. That's why it was called RGB.
bro, you just figured
Oh,
out.
bro, oh my, I didn't even. Oh, yeah, correct. Because like the lighting, because the channels were also like three
Yeah,
different
yeah,
colors.
the
Were like,
colors, yeah.
oh wow.
Oh,
Okay,
dude.
I am so. Oh, that's why it's called RGB. Because like we had like channel
Yeah, yeah, three
green, blue, and
channel.
red.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
red, green, blue. Yeah.
God, that's actually so genius. Okay,
That's.
okay.
I mean, I don't know if you. Well, yeah, sure. And essentially, yeah, we went with 2 other. There were 2 other friends, right? And I thought it was pretty one dude was always listening, or most of the time I was listening to Green, and Green had so much horrible music, bro. I was so disgusted at how bad the tunes were, and every time I switched to his channel, I thought to myself, how can you actually be listening to this dog water, bro? It was actually,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, like the green channel, was mostly like, because also for some like context, it wasn't in the Netherlands, and around
yeah,
this time, the Netherlands, the people of the Netherlands are really into like carnival.
Uh-huh.
That's like a huge thing there, and there was a
Yeah.
bunch of just like carnival music, parody music, and uh, yeah, it's like it's hit or miss for a lot of people. For me personally, it's a lot of there's a lot of like parodies, like just a lot of like funny music, and I don't know, it was fun to listen to, but
The lyric. I mean, yeah. At least I can maybe just pretend it was funny that it
Kom
was
zelfs.
pretty
Jullie dus.
generic audio or like generic
Ja,
singing.
ik kwam zo goed.
But yeah, no. I mean, at the end when we came back later, at least it was kind of good for him. There was this one 40-year-old man. I love that guy, dude. Or like, no, he's probably older than 40. Like 50-year-old man. He was just standing on like a little stadium, and he was dancing his soul out, bro. I had mad respect for him.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was having the time of his life, bro. There were multiple people who were just like vibing. Um, I did feel like I was, if I was less sober than I was, I would have even vibed more. But yeah, that wasn't an option, unfortunately, that
You
night.
actually, yeah, I don't know. I think it's so like it's it's so charming to me how people like at least seem so into whatever they're doing, you know?
Oh
Like
yeah, I was happy as is a bit too big of a word to describe it, but I was very genuinely very amused by just seeing people just enjoying themselves, just
yeah.
dancing, not caring about like what others think. It was very enjoyable, but I mean, I myself am not that like I know I mean both of us are not really like
Hmm.
big party goers as
Yeah.
well. But I don't know. I thought it was like a at least for once it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah. I mean, uh, another thing I kind of what kind of appreciated is kind of it's just like um the people who just like let us enter, they were just like, yeah, like
Yeah,
you can
you can
just
just go back
leave.
later
You're
if you
not
want.
happy. That's cool. It's all good. Like they literally just didn't care. It's like they didn't even really care about making money. If that makes sense. Even though of course it's their business, but they were really like loose about the way it worked. And again,
Uh,
free entrance, like
yeah,
that's pretty awesome. The drinks were
yeah.
not too expensive. I paid like 350 for a Fanta. I'm not so sure. I mean it's expensive, right? But it's
Uh,
not. I
did
expected
you drink?
worse, but
Did you drink something there? I don't
I
remember.
bought a
I thought
Fanta.
it was
Yeah.
like, oh, I thought it was because we also went to like another cafe, where we all drank something, but I don't
Yeah.
remember us drinking something in in the silent disco.
Hmm. No,
Yeah, I mean
I
like
just had a Fanta. It's pretty good.
like there was some other like there was like this entire street full of like different nightclubs, and then you just like you like see there's like a bunch of like other nightclubs where you see like lines of people just waiting in line, and then that one would just I don't know generally just walk in. No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I feel like they were also weren't as strict as some because like there's like just that culture that they're like bodyguards waiting in front. They like check your ID and stuff.
Yo, that's actually. I mean, I think that's so crazy if they actually like. But I mean, it does happen for sure, right? But
I mean, it does happen, yeah. I mean, if you get caught letting underage people drink, then yeah, man, like
uh,
you're pretty much as a businessman, you're done for, I guess.
mm-hmm. No, that's definitely true, right? Um, but yeah, yeah. Anywho, yeah, I don't know. I still, yeah, I really do wonder. Like, oh, that's one thing that just blows my mind is that there's so many people who just absolutely love partying, right? And like,
Yeah.
I noticed about this one friend of mine. He like he put it on his like dating bio. It's like, yeah, I don't really like partying. And I remember in the friend group we had like a whole discussion about it. Like, is this like sabotaging yourself by saying that? Because it's such a normal thing, or like such a normal thing for most people to just love doing, I guess, right? So by saying you're not that type of person, maybe I mean technically it's good that you're being upfront, right? But maybe you're like but
That you don't like it, that you don't enjoy partying, or what
yeah,
do you mean?
yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
good that you're being
I mean,
upfront about it, but yeah,
mhm.
maybe you're putting yourself maybe you want to advertise yourself being positive about something instead of negative about something, if that makes sense. But
I mean, I totally understand that feeling because that's a big thing that I went through in in high school because everyone was into partying, and I never mentioned that I don't enjoy partying, but I just never went to a party because I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't something I typically enjoyed doing. Like I didn't find any joy if I went to a party just saw everyone done dancing and getting drunk. I don't know. I I was totally cool. Like I didn't mind people going, but it was just not my cup of tea. Uh,
Uh-huh.
but I did feel like in my high school years at the time I was like, damn, like, am I missing out on a lot of things, like a lot of opportunities, or am I just like, or should I enjoy this one thing that everyone is doing? But like I was just basically just doubting myself, like why don't I enjoy this one thing that almost everyone, the majority of people my age do tend to enjoy, basically.
I mean, yeah, I feel you on that aspect. I had a little partying phase, I guess, but
What?
yeah, in high school, and
Hmm.
I didn't really. I mean, I didn't really enjoy it myself either, right? Um, but for me, a big factor or like thing that played a role was also the fact that I I had the benefit of like not well. I wasn't a complete stranger. I didn't come alone there. I had some people that asked me to go to parties with them, right? So that always helped me out. But I also feel like it was also a bit of a downside for me personally because some people had this certain image of me, and like it always did make me sad when people thought, oh, I thought you would be really happy or like ecstatic about being here or
Oh.
something, but I wouldn't necessarily be, and like I would kind of shatter their image of me, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Like people expect this type of thing. Like I remember actually, like that kind of reminds me of when we first met. That's actually kind of a funny story as well. When you actually think about it, because like the way we met like in the middle of COVID. Like schools were like closing down. Everything was shutting down, and then at the time I was like my two closest friends that were the people I hung out most with, and then one of those friends, a mutual friend of ours who also went to the disco, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
he like introduced me to like his another friend group of his because he moved schools like a year before COVID happened, or like no, maybe like no 2 years before COVID happened. He like moved schools 2 years before COVID happened, and yeah, and when COVID struck, we all just kind of just went online Discord, just try to keep in touch, trying to like do things to not get bored. And then one thing happened, and then one thing crossed another. I got introduced to this other friend group of one of my friends, and then you weren't there yet.
No, because
Like
originally it was for D&D, and I didn't
yes,
enjoy
originally yes,
D&D.
yeah, because like oh yeah, yeah, now I remember because it was like they were looking for people who wanted to like play D&D like 5e, and they didn't have enough people. But then our mutual friend was like, hey, I know two other dudes who'd really like this. And then one thing happened, and then we played some D&D, we made friends, and then afterwards the group just kind of evolved into like more of a just a general group, and then Kevin joined the fray, and everyone was like spreading rumors I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but a lot of people just like saying, oh, Kevin is this, Kevin is this, like giving like this really like badass like this badass character archetype towards you, and then you joined the fray, and then I remember like Whale, he was like, oh, it's Kevin, oh my god, it's Kevin, I don't know if you remember that.
I remember just Will sending me this picture along the lines of like, he's like, yeah, what I thought Kevin would be, what Kevin is, what the rumors, like that meme template, if you know about it.
Yeah. You like I think he like sent I think he like sent like a template of like Jotaro, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and then
Yeah,
he's
I did
like,
it with
I thought
JoJo's,
I
yeah.
thought yeah, I thought this was Kevin. I was like, okay, well that actually like your experience with like shattering people's images, that kind of remind me like uh
Mm-hmm.
how we first met.
I do have to say, I always do enjoy the way I usually get to know people, though, because I feel like I very rarely do it in a conventional way, so I feel like it's always fun to just do it in, or like, I don't know, it's not necessarily a brag or something, but I think it's cool that I get to know people, um, and it's nothing like, oh yeah, we just sat in class and became friends, or there's always very often there's like a story or like a way of explaining how we became friends, and I
Oh
always
yeah.
think it's so cool that I have that with people, or especially, I mean, I guess not as much right, maybe in the last 2 years, because yeah, I just worked honestly, and I didn't necessarily make any odd. Well, I have plenty of like oddball conversations with people, which I always enjoy slash appreciate. But I didn't necessarily have like a full on friend, I guess, when made in the last 1.5 maybe two
I mean,
years.
it is different when you're working though, because I do start to notice as well. Like you don't like, especially if you're working like full time and you're like you're traveling a lot between work. You have like less opportunity. I mean that it also depends a lot on your own lifestyle, right? But at least in my experience,
Mm-hmm.
there's like less opportunity to meet new people because like in school you have like people coming from different different branches, different walks of life, and you just meet bunch of different people because you're also the setting also kind of forces you to just meet each other and talk to each other, etc. And with work, it's just the same people every week, most of the time at least.
Yeah, no, I still had some things happen, like for example, when I was badmintoning or in a gym, right? That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And for example, one thing I thought was really cool that stuck with me is like I was one time at the train station going home, but the train was like an hour later or something. So we were stranded a bit in a train station between going home on the way home, right? And I noticed that this family type of thing was kind of confused
Mm-hmm.
at what was going on, and of course I noticed it, and I was like, can I help these guys? Do I know how to help these guys? Right? I wasn't really sure. But after
Right.
a little assessment, I was like, yeah, I'll just walk up to them and ask if they know what's going on, or if they're doing fine and stuff like that, right? And how do I say this? So I was talking to those like I think 17-year-old girl or something, right?
Right.
And I just walked up to her. I was like, "Yo, are you okay? Do you know how this stuff works and stuff?" And she's like, "Oh no, I'm actually from Ukraine." And I was like,
Oh.
"What? This girl's from Ukraine?" I was like, "What?" I was like, so.
What?
Of course, it makes sense, right, with the refugees from the war and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm, it does.
But I was so shocked myself, like, what? Oh wow, she's like,
It's-
I think I don't know. We just started talking and stuff, and she had like a little drawing book. She wants to be an artist and that type of stuff, right?
Wow.
But I was so happily surprised, I guess, at like, oh wow, what what like wow, and she was like, yeah, my dad had to move, and I got to talk to her dad, and her dad was a programmer, and he was like, yeah, what are the good regions to find a job in and stuff, and I was like, holy crap, I cannot believe what I'm hearing right here and stuff, and I was like, I don't know, that was one, for example, that was a fantastic like uh first experience, like surprise, oh, I get to know this fella, and wow, that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like you hear this stuff in the news, and like you just hear like international on international news, but like actually like meeting people who are like part of that like like as close as you did is yeah it's I can understand it being like very like just surreal in a moment, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or like this is also just like these smaller type of weird type of interactions. I'm a bit more or those I've had a few times, I guess, right? That's not as rare for me, but it just yeah, those type of things I still enjoy. I don't know even how it happens, but it just naturally kind of happens, and I'm always happy about the fact that it did. I guess.
I mean sometimes it just I mean I feel like I mean with the majority of people that that you get to know, you can sort of form it into a story. Like I can easily just like with like some of like like how I met some of our friends, like my friends, I can like spin it into a story. But
Yeah. Okay, that's also very fair. Yeah, I can see your point in that, but
although I don't, although it's I don't know if I have that many like strange interactions or like I mean strange is no not strange but like unique interactions. I do have I do have some awkward like just talking to like just some awkward moments, but
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I just that's something like when I was younger. I always like, or I took a lot of time trying to work on like just I just wanted to be a bit better, or talk a better mouthpiece with some people in general, I guess. And
you're just being better like in a social conversation or what?
um, I just well, it's hard to articulate, I think, but I just find, or like I think it's just really interesting and cool to hear about other people's story, and
Mm-hmm.
I think a very big factor in that enjoyment for me is also just the fact that I can maybe learn or see more about the world via them, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah.
And
I don't know what you're trying to say.
and I just think it's really, or like sometimes I just think about things. I'm like, wow, that's like I just think I find it really cool and stuff, right? And for example, um, it's not really the same, but like it just sticks with you, I guess, right? And I think it's cool that we as people can like learn and grow from each other, if that makes sense. And uh, it's to me it's like kind of like an it sounds so stupid. Like it's like watching a TV show kind of, and
Yeah.
like learning more about the TV show. It's like people are like a TV show kind of to me sometimes, and then I'm just like, yo,
Yeah.
I want to know about the developments and stuff. If that makes sense, and that's
Or
yeah.
or like we're all just like part of just like it's like the way I interpreted what you said is you can also like maybe interpret it like oh we're all just like in a video game and you're just meeting all this very like
Yeah, you're going for all the routes and stuff.
very yeah very interesting characters and people.
I
Well,
mean,
there is
yeah.
actually one interaction actually that like happened somewhere close to the end of last year. And it's kind of like a I mean it's not a really positive story, but it did get me thinking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I've shared it with some friends, but it's actually like a pretty like I don't know. It's not that happy of an interaction.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically just like I was driving somebody home around like 1 a.m. And then I had to drive back home, just like 20 minutes, half an hour, and you know around 1 a.m. around midnight, all the lights start shutting off around the streets. And then when I was driving home, suddenly, like in the corner of my eye, I just spotted like this teenage girl, just like just with her bike next to like a bridge, like and this bridge that connects over like the like
Oh yes,
the
yes, I know what you talked about. Yeah, yeah. Go on.
yes, and there was this like one yeah
Wait,
you know
wait.
I start
Sonny, just in case, should we maybe give a little trigger warning? Maybe I don't know.
yes that's why I say
Ah, okay.
it's not like a
Well, yeah. Okay. Well,
okay I'll just say
yeah.
let's just say it like this it's I'll put a trigger warning for people. I'll just give a trigger warning for people who are vulnerable to like suicidal stories because that's basically what it
Yeah,
boils down to.
yeah.
So people who don't want to, people who don't want to listen to it, then I advise you to like
Proceed with caution.
pause here. Yes, proceed with caution. So, and then I was driving, and in the corner of my eye, I just saw this like teenage girl, just like just sitting on this bridge, like just sitting next to the bridge with her bike, and just like uh, and I was
Contemplating.
contemplating because like okay well this could be if this is what I think it is then I should stop so I turned my car around I stopped I just like I drove my car because it was in the opposite direction of where I was driving so I just had to turn around and I had to ask this girl like hey are you okay like hey, I stayed in my car but I rolled my windows down I was like hey are
Yeah.
you okay but she was calling somebody on the phone and she was just like sobbing so hard that like she was not listening to anything
Uh huh.
outside. She was just like so you were so in the moment. and then I just step out of my car, and then eventually other people also just and then and then I think maybe like after like 5 minutes or something, another car stopped by, and I assume it was her mom because she knew this
Can I
girl.
ask you a little question?
Yes.
Um, like you're talking like you're doing like wait, holy crap, I'm getting horrible sounds. Sorry. You were talking like you saw her in the middle of the night, right, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, around like midnight, between midnight and like 1 a.m.
Um, how did other people find her and stuff like that? Like, or like, because you said some other people also riled up and came and looked, and like, I'm just curious
I
about yeah.
I think mainly because I stopped. I was the first to stop, and then other cars driving by, they see me stop as well, and they see this, they see
Mm-hmm.
like the headlights of my car, uh, made it a lot more brighter so people could see what was
Yeah, okay, I
happening.
see, okay.
So I
Because
I think I mean the way I remember at least how it played out, like because I stopped first, and then that basically just kind of made other people stop as well.
yeah, no, because I was
Uh,
about to say like, I mean, personally, I don't really look out the window that much at midnight, so I wouldn't notice or realize personally, right? I think
I
it's
mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't have. It was literally like in the corner of my. I saw. I was like really in the corner of my eye, and I just drove. I drove back just to see if it was, if I actually did see something.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, then assuming the mom pulled up, I actually don't know if it was the mom. Was her mom? Like,
Yeah.
if it was her mom or not.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed it was because she knew her.
Okay.
And then she was like, "Yo, thanks." And then she was like, just came up to me, and then she was like, "Yo, thank you so much. I've been looking for her this entire night. She ran away." And then she was basically just like in a panic, just kind of really explaining the situation, that she was like
Mm-hmm.
uh just really, just having a lot of like mental issues, struggling a lot, and yeah, she was contemplating suicide because the bridge we were on was like a bridge that was like beneath like the highway basically, and there were like cars actively passing by and stuff.
Okay, so
And
it's
then
not it's not water under the bridge, quote unquote.
no, no, it's not. It was like underneath like a highway basically.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then yeah, and then she was like, "Thank you so much," and yeah, I was like, "No problem." And then I wanted to, and then somebody else, not me, help the mom, pull the girl into the car because she was just unrespon. It was like unresponsive. Like they had to carry her with two people just to get her in the car. Uh, but yeah, the situation was under control, so I was like, okay, you know, I was rushing with it. I was rushing with adrenaline, but shit,
No,
if I if
that's
uh,
100% normal. Yeah.
yeah, I was just like thinking like, okay, if I was if I was just thinking like worst case scenario,
Uh huh.
and then I went in my car and I drove back home. But I did see, but and then when I was just like leaving the bridge, I did see in my rear mirror that was like, oh, well, the mom is still there, so I just the mom's car was still there, so I drove. So then I like turned around once more to see if to just final check and see if everyone was okay, and then and then another person stopped as well to basically help the mom put the bike in the car. And then she stepped out of the car again, and then she was like, and she just gave me like a quick explanation, thanks again, and I never, and then they left in the middle of the night. I never saw them again, and that got me thinking, like, well, first of all, I was like, I was filled with adrenaline.
Yeah.
Oof,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I don't know if what I did was good or not. Like most of the time when things, I mean, these things don't happen often to me, but when they do, I will always think like, uh, what I did, was it good enough for the given situation? Well, I do think it was good for me to stop, but I was thinking like afterwards, like, bro, like, why didn't I even ask this woman, like, who are you? Are you the mom? Are you the aunt? Like, just to have it's. I mean, I assume afterwards that it went all everything went all right, but I can think to myself like, I'm kind of dumb. Like, why didn't I just even ask like this person, like, if she's even related to this girl, right?
That's actually yeah no, but yeah, I understand. Okay, yeah, that's really rough. Yeah.
I mean, it's not something. It's not something you'd immediately think of in the moment, especially like because this was like I don't know. For me, a first time that I saw something like this happen.
Definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't really think. I didn't really think of it at the moment, as well. But yeah, it's just interesting that like how like you mentioned like we can have so many different interactions and like
Mhm.
I don't think I don't like I didn't get a chance to speak to this like teenager unfortunately because she was just so unresponsive and so like
Mhm.
just so like just so you know
Out of
in the
it.
moment like she was just yeah so out of it. But I do wonder I do wonder still to say like what happened to her? Like I don't even know like any of their names. I don't know who they were.
Mhm.
I just saw like a teenage girl on the bridge, and I was like, okay, well, I have to stop, right? Just thinking worst case scenario.
Yeah. Maybe you. Yeah. I don't know. Something just general, I guess, is you can always report it to the police that this happened or this is an incident, right? But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Although it was like in the middle of the night, I was I'm gonna just go home. I was really tired. I was really
Yeah,
as
no,
well.
I
It
get
was like
that.
a
Yeah,
really I think yeah, it was a really the eventful day. Like I think we met up as well that day as well. I
I
think
think as
I'm not
well because
sure.
I remember you telling me this. Well, I just got home or something, and I was like, "What the fudge?"
Yeah, I
That's pretty
think
wild.
we did. I think we did something like hours before, but it doesn't matter. But it is, I don't know. It just the way the way you mentioned that, like, you know, we we can have so many different interactions with people, and
Hmm.
yeah, just
Well,
uh,
as far as I know, the
yeah,
girl from Ukraine was doing well though. Like again, her parents were lucky to be able to move quickly
Yeah.
and react.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
and also for her, as far as I know, her school scenario was pretty okay. And her English was quite good, which of course helped a lot with for her to communicate well
Right.
with the people around her, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Um, yeah, that was definitely a positive thing for her as well. And I I don't know, I felt bad because like I remember when the I remember talking to her and she was like, yeah, I mean, like you know how people like got like friend groups where like for example ruptured apart by Corona, like she literally had to move country, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
for I don't think for it was because of COVID, was it?
Us no. But some friend groups are
Yes.
ended by during the
Yeah,
Corona stuff and
yeah,
stuff.
of course.
But
It's like we went towards like badminton clubs, like just
oh dude,
disbanding because of COVID.
I swear to God, the bad I was so I remember when so after Corona and like when I graduated, I was literally like joined a badminton club and they were literally telling me like yeah man, most badminton people they quit badminton because they try to go party and drink than actually play badminton, especially with Corona. And I was like wow, I can't believe these people. But that's
Yeah.
besides the point. But yeah, no, I do have positive hope for the girl. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry. But yeah, I definitely thought, or I definitely have keep it in good faith that she probably or hopefully is doing, well slash better. But
Yeah, you mean the one you mean the Ukrainian girl?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Something we also did, by the way, is like we went to like for you first. I think it was first time like the Korean barbecue.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That was my first time eating Korean. Yeah, yeah. I felt a bit ashamed of myself actually. Because I've always been like, oh, not always, but a good like 6 years or 7 years now. I've just been listening, pretty on and off, or pretty somewhat in touch with K-pop, right? And I enjoy it, and it's fun. And I always thought I just enjoyed most of Korean culture, because especially with like music wise and stuff. And like what else the shows and stuff, right? I also think the language might
Oh,
be
you mean
my
the K like the K dramas? You mean?
yeah, yeah, or like for
Yeah.
example, Parasite was a really good movie, and that's not necessarily a K drama.
Oh.
But
Okay.
one thing that really did stick with me was the fact that I also thought to myself, like, yeah, I think I find Korean the most beautiful Asian sounding language, maybe. And so I
Okay.
was also inclined to learn the language for a little bit, right?
I
Um,
remember that. I
yeah.
remember that phase.
But with the food thing, yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong. I mean, it was still good food. It was nice and I liked it, right? But at the same time, um, there were some things I didn't enjoy at the barbecue, and I felt bad about the fact that I wasn't just um, starry-eyed, 100% in love with the Korean food. It was mainly fantastic though. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
I mean, you can't force yourself to like things. Yeah, you can't force yourself to like, especially with, like when it comes to food. Um,
Hmm.
you can't. Yeah, you can't force yourself to like enjoy something that you like. That you just like by instinct just don't enjoy. I guess.
I mean, sure, but
Although,
I was just ashamed of myself because like I've always known, or like, it's always a bit of a shame as or weird as an Asian to not like fish and stuff, right? But
I can
yeah, I can't
I
eat
can
most fish stuff, so.
yeah I can understand that from because I used to like also not eat like a lot of Asian dishes like until the age of 10, and then I got kind of forced into it because I lived in Asia for quite a time,
Hmm.
and I was kind of then there's not really a choice anymore. Then it's either this or starving. So, but then I've grown to appreciate a lot of the food and a lot of everything I ate.
I've thought about forcing myself to eat it, but as far as I've tried, it didn't. It hasn't really worked out, personally speaking, though.
No, you shouldn't. You should just eat just eat the things you enjoy. Although the Korean barbecue for me was just I don't know. Well, for me it was like definitely it felt just going into going to the thing. It just just felt so nostalgic to me. For
Mm.
me it wasn't. For me it was not the first time. For me it was like
Yeah.
definitely like maybe like it's been like I've gone quite I've gone my I've gone my fair share of times.
Uh huh.
Uh, and I just even the smell was just I felt it just smelled so nostalgic, and I just felt I just felt a right. It's weird to say, but it's like I felt right at home. And
Uh huh.
like for people who've never done Korean barbecue, it's basically like this indoor grilling type of thing you do with friends or
Mm.
family, and you share like one grill or two grills depending on how many people you are, and then you just have like a wider right variety of like different meats, different vegetables, like kind of raw, and then you can basically and then you get them served raw, and then you can just cook them on the grill in the table, and I think it's a really fun way to eat because yeah you just it's like it's like that's like different from like Western cuisine and like Asian cuisine because like Asian cuisine is a lot of like you share a lot of stuff, and whereas
Hmm.
I prefer this type of dining experience compared to like, oh, everyone has their own plate and stuff, and you just eat from your own plate.
Yeah, I can see what you're talking about. One thing I also did have to say, like that I thought was really cool was well, I appreciate at least you like have like uh I want to say aromas, but I'm not sure if that's the right word. But for example, you have like garlic and stuff you can just add to the grilling, if that makes sense. You know, like the I think
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if aromas is the right word, but I hope people just understand what I'm trying to say.
I like just different spices and stuff. It's like
I
just just
yeah, sure.
just to like just to like I mean creating taste, but just like add some taste to the grill itself.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that is aromas is the right word, but like yeah, you can just add a lot of things to it, and I think it's really cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, continue, bro.
a funny
Oh, go on. Yeah.
a funny a funny fact about that actually is like I don't know how true this is, but this is something my family used to do all the time actually. Like, if you went to a Korean barbecue in Asia, like
Mhm.
there was also like a lot of like vegetable options you could choose,
Mhm.
and then you have like the zucchini, like like a courgette, like a zucchini, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, cause you my when I went with my grandma, she used to like put those on the grill, and I used to eat them, and then she like got mad at me, no, I don't know, it's like, and she just like asked me like why are you eating those? And they're like, what? Am I not supposed to eat those?
Hmm.
And apparently, she uses those vegetables to like basically just soak up grease from the grill.
Oh, okay.
And and then she was like, "You're not supposed to eat those because I use these to soak up grease, so like the grill is a lot less. So that the grill is a lot less, you know, dirty."
Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. Um, did
Yeah,
you have like a
yeah.
favorite type of thing there that you ate, if you can ask?
Well, I enjoyed almost everything, but I think the flank steak was definitely just for me. Like, uh, I could eat the flank steak almost every day. Let's put it like that. And like
Wait, sorry, you're lagging a little bit out. I think the flying steak you could eat it almost every day, but
yeah, the flank steak, and then you also have like those like very like thinly sliced type of meat.
yeah, yeah, the thinly sliced lamb, I think it was. I did enjoy the most, I think. Um, but I wasn't. I
Yeah,
also ate,
you enjoyed you enjoyed the lamb.
but I also, I don't know. I actually, I love. Technically, I love dumplings, but like and dim sum and stuff like that, right? But I ate like
Yeah,
20
but
of
you ate a
them.
shit ton of
Yeah,
You ate a shit
I
ton.
ate like
You
24
ate a
maybe.
shit ton of dumplings.
So at the end, I was actually so done with the dumplings. I was like, man. But I wish they maybe had more variations in dumplings. I'm not so sure if I don't know. I still ate 24 dumplings, so I don't know if any dumpling would have tasted good at that point. But that was something. But
No, I feel like that one place I like it. I feel like I like a wide variety of food. So it's like I don't know how hard it would be for them to like even add more variation to like a dumpling, for example.
did you feel like they have a very big menu? At some point, I felt very uh I don't know, maybe I need more experiences with like order type of buffets because I've only been to buffets where you just run around and you just put them on your plate essentially, if you know what I mean. That's the
Yeah, fair.
that's my that's what my our family usually like because I have one uncle who usually who like usually organizes like everyone let's get together and let's do a buffet session, right? And usually
Oh,
he
okay.
always just orders a plate where everyone can just grab and stuff. And so that's maybe I'm not so I can't really quantify it in my head if it actually is the same uh, offers that I have, but it's just because I run around in it that it seems like more, you know.
Okay, interesting. I mean, I definitely think from I mean because I mean where in Asia, at least where I've been,
Uh-huh.
the Korean barbecues were definitely were more catered as buffets, and you could just like grab everything you want and just grill on your
Uh-huh.
at your table. Um, but I don't know. I feel like especially for like something not in Asia, like in the Netherlands,
Yeah, that's
I thought
actually
it
a
was
really good point. Yeah, yeah. It did taste.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think it definitely really solid because I just really like the way they marinate the meat. I was like
yeah,
that's just I think it's like a very Korean way they marinate it, but
yeah.
I don't know,
Like
just a big
I've
fan.
never eaten actual or never been to Korea or something, but it tasted authentic. If that means anything, you know. But yeah,
Yeah, it tastes authentic, even though you've
but
never
I don't know what
tasted it.
authentic is. You know, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean to be honest, I can't say if I've even eaten anything like authentic because my experience is also just like not in Korea at all. It's from China. It's China,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I assume
I mean, at least it
I would
didn't
assume
taste, or like it actually didn't taste like some generic thing. It was actually like very distinct.
yeah, no,
Let's say like that, you know.
yes, it was very distinct. Like
And
if
yeah,
to me, it tasted very nostalgic to the things I'm used to. So I was like, okay, they did a good job, in my opinion.
yeah. That's one thing I always feel
Although
slight.
some,
Oh, go on, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
That's one thing I feel slightly bad about. It's like if a white person or like an African person or a Middle East person tries to do Asian cuisine, right? Some people automatically just discard the idea because like yeah, I mean, how could this person ever really cook authentic or real Asian food? Which I think is kind of like I mean, somewhere I get it, but it doesn't make any. It's like logically not too sound in my opinion because like, so what? They can't learn the cooking style. Does that make sense, right? Like what?
Yeah,
But
I think
yeah,
that's a dumb thing to say from most people. Like I know my fair share of people. Like my even like family members that I know have like this bias. It's like, oh wait, it's not like an Asian person cooking behind in the kitchen. It's no way it's gonna be. But the thing about like cuisine is it's like it's the same with culture to me. Like, like a cuisine is not like it's not like just for one type. It's
Yeah,
a,
yeah.
a
It's not
cuisine or
limited.
a culture is
Yeah,
not just limited to one type of people, just one generation of people. Something I don't know. At least to me, it's to be shared. And
yeah.
I remember Wales saying this, and I really clicked with me because like Wales, like yeah, culture is something that's like really changing. You can't really say that like oh they're destroying our culture when culture is something that is like constantly used. And I feel like that's the same with cuisine.
Wait, sorry.
Uh,
You might want to repeat that because I think a little part fell off of it.
oh, my bad. So, what I was saying is like, Whale mentioned something once about culture, which really just really resonated with me.
Uh huh.
Uh, he like mentioned like cult, like some people, some people say like, oh no, like if you like looking at the older generation, they're telling like, oh, they're changing they're changing our culture, they're changing our traditions, when culture so in and of itself is something that's like constantly changing.
Mhm.
So it's hard to like say like, oh, they're destroying the culture when culture is not something. It's a culture. It's not something set in stone. It's something that's constantly changing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same with cuisine. Like you have so like you have like, okay, well, if you want to eat something like authentic, like for example, like, let's say I want to eat like a Asian cuisine, then I'll just go to a restaurant where they like serve the things I'm looking for.
Mhm.
But there are so many like variations. Like for example, if you look to the United States, they have like they have their own Chinese food, for example. Like even
Yeah.
here, even over here in Europe, we have our own Chinese food.
You have New York pizza and pizza, like like that's the stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know in the United States they have like General Tso chicken or something, and that type of stuff,
Mhm.
which is not authentic Asian, which is
Uh
not
huh.
authentically like Chinese. But to me, if it, I mean, the most important thing to me, if it tastes good, and just nothing, there's not a lot of wrong things you can do, right?
Mhm.
Because there's also this like really cool type of cuisine, which is like very rare. I watch like one of those street food type of videos, right?
Uh huh. Yeah.
And there is this like one very niche brand of cuisine, which is like Chinese and Puerto Rican cuisine, Puerto Rican like cuisine mixed with each other, basically. It's
Oh.
got a name, but I forgot the name. And that's basically because of history, because back in World War II, I guess I don't fully like I'm not 100% accurate, but there were some Chinese people who like moved to Puerto Rico, and then because of like World War II happening, and then shenanigans, I can't tell you in detail. They
Mhm.
moved that to the United States, and then they brought the cuisine from Puerto Rico also to the United States,
Yeah.
but they mixed it with like Chinese cuisine, and I think that's something so cool, and that's something that I can't fully understand why people like would mention like, oh well, this is not authentic, like I don't know.
It's. I mean,
I think it's really
when
cool.
authentic is used in that context, I think people just say it's not what I'm used to, basically.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I think
But
you
then,
also wanted to say something. It
yeah,
kind
no,
of
I forgot what I wanted to say, but it was very interesting for you to hear your side. Um, Also, like they had funny drinks, blue balls and threesome or something like that. But
uh,
I
I
don't know.
think
They weren't remarkable, in my opinion, though. But hey,
I didn't taste them, but the naming is pretty funny. Yeah,
the
it was
thing
like
is, they make those drinks look so good, though. That's always the funny things about like drinks that are named after sex or something. Like they make them look so like flashy. If that makes sense. Like,
oh yeah, they're like like I had like an old class like back in high school. I had like somebody who would always order like a what was the name again? Of like a virgin mojito or something, or like something like that.
okay.
No. Something porn star. Ah, shit. I don't.
Sex on the beach. That's a pretty okay.
No. It's like I don't know, but it's anyway. It's something like it is something such related, and then it always baffles me how expensive they can get. Like minimum of like 12 euros just like for one.
Isn't it? I think I know it. It's porno blonde.
No, I know it's
Okay, no.
no it's no I suddenly got it. It's like called porn star martini.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. I had like I don't know why it's like I don't know why the this the sexual thing came from, but it's
Oh,
cool. I've never tasted it
it's just
myself.
fun because it's taboo, right? I mean, I think
Uh,
that's how it works.
I wonder if it attracts more people to drink it because of the name.
Depends. I mean, uh, you know, the one of the few alcoholic drinks I personally always enjoy is the Cuba Libre, right? Or like the rum and cola. Um,
Oh yeah.
and I like the fact that it's called Cuba Libre because it symbolizes like Cuba as a country that went independent.
Mm-hmm.
So and they call it the Cuba Libre because it does.
Oh,
Well, maybe
I didn't
maybe I
know
don't
that.
like it more, but it's also just fun to have the trivia around it, right? Like
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that.
I'm not gonna pretend I know the full Cuba lore, Cuba lore, but or Cuba
Mm-hmm.
lore, right? But I just know that's one of those things that's it originated from, so people refer to it as such, But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I just wanted to turn around real quick about yesterday, right? So you were home alone, and some friends of
I
us,
was
and
home alone.
we all visited you to have a good time and stuff, right? And
Yes, I invited everyone to stay. I invited everyone for like a good, just a game night, whatever
mhm.
type of thing.
And I just wanted to mention, like, I think if I'm not mistaken, we arrived at like 5-ish, maybe. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, five, yeah, around five
And I
thirty,
remember
something
when
like
we
that. Yeah.
came there, I was like, yeah, we'll probably head home around like 11, maybe 12, something like that, right?
Yeah.
But we ended up, chilling, gaming a bit. We played some on the Switch. We played some Smash. We played
Yeah,
some
we
Mario
like
Kart.
I was
Yeah.
afraid like like some of you will get bored because I love playing board games, but unfortunately I don't have many board games at home.
Mhm.
So I was afraid some people would gonna get bored,
Uh huh.
but like we enjoyed it. I was also just genuinely surprised by like how much everyone enjoyed themselves. Like like you mentioned, we played
Yeah.
on the Switch. We had I had some pizza left from a party.
Yeah. I mean, that was definitely like something like it was a little moment where you're like, what do we or trying to find something to do, quote unquote, right? But I think we definitely did find something to do, and we had just a good time. But one thing that's personally always on my mind on that aspect is always like, because in the end, by the way, we spent like I think,
4 a.m.
no, it was 3:30 that we left. I think
Oh, really?
3:30. I think, because
I thought around. Oh wait, no. I think I brought like another friend of ours like home.
yeah,
Around 4.
yeah, could be. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, we made a really, we really showed the clock who's boss. I guess we watched some
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah. I didn't expect like especially at the end when we were 4. We started with 6.
yeah.
Two people out left a bit earlier. Then like it was just like us two, and then like two others till like till like
Hmm.
3 half past 3 a.m.
Yeah. And I mean, actually, I was really surprised that I myself could feel the energy to stay awake because lately, or like, like in last year or something, I actually have not really spent late hours in the evening personally. While I was in university, I did go to 3 or 4 a.m. a few times playing Valorant or something, for example,
Hmm.
and I just had a good time. But like, one thing that I always think about is like the balance between like getting to know each other and having fun with each other, if that makes sense. Or that's something I
Yeah,
find
I feel what you're saying.
important. And that's something that I sometimes wonder, like, we can spend a lot of time with each other, like, for example, just gaming, talking, chilling, hanging, right? But for me,
Hmm.
um, and that kind of, air quotes, hurts me sometimes when I was younger, is I could spend, like, 50 hours gaming with someone and not know much more about them than their actual just name. And
Hmm.
I don't know, that just didn't sit right with me for a long period, I guess, right? And that's
Hmm.
but I find it hard to find that balance because some people have no no desire or no need for that, or that case, right? Or like some people, the typical meme: how can men just be friends with each other without knowing each other's name, even quote unquote, right? Like I don't know if you've seen that meme
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
but
I think
yeah, that's just something. That's something I just struggle with because sometimes I don't necessarily always think, oh, I'm getting to know my friend better in this case, right? Or like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of a shame. This is also another key case that actually was pretty funny. Like I was with another friend group a while ago, and one of them got alcoholic intoxication, and so he had to bring him to the
No.
hospital and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, we lost him. He was so drunk we lost him, and we didn't know where he was.
Okay.
And we
Okay.
thought to ourselves like, fudge, we have to like call the police and ask them like to search for him, right? And when
Mm-hmm.
so we only knew him by his gamer name and I guess his first name, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So we were
Oh, yeah,
sit.
I think
Yeah,
you told me this
yeah. I
story
told you about
before.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, we called up the police and we're like, yo, we need to help this. Can you search up this person? We lost him. And he's like, okay, what's the first name? And we're like, I'm just gonna say Jason. His first name is Jason. All right, Jason who?
Yeah.
And we sat there in unison like, fudge, what's his last name? We were friends for like 3 years, calling at least every week, and we didn't even know his last name. Like it's like Jason, I'm
Jason.
just gonna say something like in game he was called Blaze at 420. I'm like Jason Blaze at 420 maybe, and we just and we were like we like searched his name on Facebook and we are like and the police was on the line and we were like hold up we're trying to try to find him on like Instagram or something, and yeah, this is really awkward, but like on Instagram he didn't have his name or something, and we just saying like, oh my god, what? And the police themselves are like, yo, we cannot help you if you only know the first name, and some vague ass description of like, yeah, it's like he's wearing a jeans pants and a white hoodie, like that's so yeah, that was, and yeah, cause like, and this is also something sometimes I thought that was also when I was younger. So when you're insecure, right, you like fill in the gaps in a negative way for yourself. So I also sometimes also just thought maybe these people just have maybe I'm just not the person they like to
You
talk
love me.
about with on heavier or like more personal subjects, and like they do it for someone else, if that makes sense, right? They don't tell me that, but that like the whole friend group is the whole friend group is like anti me, and the whole friend group just does their, or maybe everyone in the friend group has like subgroups of people they can have personal conversations with, and I'm not in on the gig, if that makes sense, right? You feel me?
Hello?
Yo, hello, do you hear me? Hello, sorry. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hier. Doe even de voor de Ik kom dadelijk.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know how much
Yeah,
of
it
you.
was just
I don't know how much of
uh
what I said you got.
um not a lot. Somebody just came in and they
Oh,
were
that's
asking
okay.
something, and then internet just went bonkers.
No, that's cool. So I said something along the lines of like, I felt bad about the fact that I didn't know that type of stuff, right? And
Mm-hmm.
combined with the fact of like, when you're a teenage person, sometimes you're insecure and you fill it in negative ways for yourself, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
how that resulted for me was like sometimes I thought to myself like, am I just secretly not actually part of the group, or do they? Let's say it's a friend group of 10, right? Do just 9 other people have like a little circles between themselves and where they just discuss the private things, and then I'm just the extra filler friend that only is in there for the fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was I guess an insecurity I had when I was younger there, right? And that's something that I still sometimes have to like find the boundaries in, and like getting to know someone, and um, not necessarily or having fun with someone, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Although that it's quite interesting to me because like for example, let's take yesterday. I don't feel like we all had a great time, but I don't feel like just like with a meetup, we like I don't feel like with every meetup we get to know each other like
No, definitely
better
not.
each time.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
at least I know your last name, right? But
yeah, it also depends on the group size of with your friends.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know how big that other friend group of yours is, so
No, but if you do a meetup with like 3 people versus 8 people, there's more.
yeah, okay, of course.
But yeah, that actually also just ties in back to the start when we talked about the partying, right? Like, so that's why sometimes I think like these people just kind of only knew slash fight with me because they thought they could party well with me, I guess, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's yeah. That, I mean, it's not a big deal, or that's not something that bothers me anymore. So that's pretty chill.
Okay.
How do you feel like you bond with people? I guess.
Ah, it's a, it's kind of a, it's kind of like I have to feel safe to a certain extent to just express who I am. Like it's very different, for example, like at work. Like I'm just like the easy example that comes to mind. Like for example, at work, like I bond pretty well with my colleagues, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can talk with them. I can I laugh with them. That's all fine and stuff. But I will always know that I'm not fully 100% myself around my colleagues because
Okay. Yeah. Normal.
there is like a sense of like I don't know. Like I have like there's also like an insecurity of mine.
Mm-hmm.
That's but like for example, my interest like I like anime. I like gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Generally like and most
Yeah.
people I talk to like especially at work like not everyone is uh yeah I work with a lot of like older people and not everyone is like into the same things that I am. Like for example,
Yeah.
I'm also not a party goer. I don't drink, that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that ties back to like the thing I had at high school. Like I was like, I felt like at some certain extent, like I felt I was not normal because I don't enjoy the thing that most people do, and it at the same time it creates a bit of shame like by myself. Like I'm not ashamed of who I am, but I am sometimes I do feel like I think I would be ashamed if people know what I like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I'm following. Yeah.
yeah. So generally, like I talk with my colleagues, for example. I share stuff with them, but I don't share like the things I really enjoy. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
talk about like the things. I don't talk about like if people ask me like, oh, how was your meetup? I was like, oh, yeah, it was good. That, but like I don't share the details of like we talked about like this game we played or like
Mm-hmm.
this anime or this thing we was because I feel like I I would feel ashamed if people know that I like that even though I shouldn't because everyone just likes the things they do, right?
Yeah.
And and I feel like I have to like feel I would have to feel safe to a certain extent to like know that this person that I like that I show myself to that I like put myself vulnerable to as someone I can trust and someone I can like uh I don't know, I don't have to be ashamed, I guess, in a way,
Yeah. I really understand what you're talking about. Yeah. Like it's
because even yeah, because I know you talked about it as well, like but for example as well like it's like especially like if you just meet like just average people like
Mm-hmm.
you're not always gonna meet people who like have the same interest as you.
Yeah.
And I've had my first experience where I'm like especially in high school like I used to be like a bit I used to still be like big into like Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
anything you can think
Yeah.
at 12 and 13 while other people were still like other kids like our age or my age would like I don't know kind of like look weird at you for that, and I think that kind of stuck by with me even into adult age where I'm like okay, well uh
Yeah.
like
No.
I remember like I remember a colleague of mine was like talking like and I was like yeah I was like talking like yeah I like reading I like collecting books, and she's like oh what kind of books do you collect? Well I know like I collect like for example like I'll tell you right now I collect comic books, I collect like manga, but I also collect just regular books. Like I read some philosophy books here and there. But I specifically left out the part of my colleague. that I read manga and comics because
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I'm
Not
just
not
like
the
I don't
not the
know, like
proudest hobby, I guess, or like it's not like not socially acceptable. Maybe that's better said.
yeah, that's the thing. But I know fully well, like like it's like I don't know. I feel like collecting comics is totally socially acceptable, right? But I do feel that
Mm-hmm.
like if I would share that to my colleague or anyone else who doesn't like have the same interest, they would like change their perceptions on me so fast and so
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
Even though and that's just such a flawed concept by itself because
Mm-hmm.
all of this is based off my own assumption. While it's all based off me thinking, okay, they will think this if I share this. While I can't 100% say if my colleague will receive like how they will receive it because like they could also just like okay that's cool but they could care less
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and while you can never know what somebody else is fully thinking but I do find that kind of like that is something I want to work on myself like I don't want to feel that like I would want to say like yeah I like manga like, without like feeling the need to hide it to
Yeah.
certain people I guess but I feel like that's also just like a topic of being more what you like what you like to do and stuff.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. I mean, this is kind of a weird one maybe, but like I think yeah, oh like cause I also just enjoy things that I generally not necessarily liked, right? For example,
Yeah.
a very simple thing is like for example, I just play Smash Bros. So I play and watch a lot of Smash
Yeah.
Bros. And I think like Smash Bros is like one of the most unseriously no taken esports that there is, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like it's not even I mean, depending on who you ask, it's not even a real fighting game, right?
Right.
So, or people have a whole discussion about that if it's a real fighting game or not, and that type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I just I personally just enjoy it, but I think that this is like where I learned to do it like two ways, or this is something I also worked on or tried to work on a lot during my high school phase, right? So what I originally did as well what you did, right? Like kind of hiding it, I guess, or not talking too much about it. But
Mm-hmm.
what I did learn or like over practice by being that way, right? Is that I was a bit too good, or like I was really realistic at hiding what I liked. I guess people had no idea, or people would have quote unquote no idea that I was this or that type of guy, right? I was really good at playing a role, if that makes sense, right? And that
Yeah,
also
yeah.
made me a little bit unhappy later on, but that's for another the time, right? Because otherwise we have too
Mm-hmm.
many topics and it's gonna be a bit too long. I think we're already at
Yeah.
1.5 hour mark maybe.
Oh wow. Okay.
But to get back to the point, I yeah, I got really good at playing certain roles, so I could like, and I feel like I comfortably could like still make jokes or have humor or share or connect with people within a certain frame of talking with people. So
Yeah.
when I
Exactly.
became comfortable in that, that already helped a lot for me personally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then second of all was just I was also just like I feel like if you can really bring your topic well, it isn't necessarily too weird, if that makes sense.
Yeah. If you have like enough charisma or like just enough like I don't know, if you can just like
Yeah.
sway
Okay, well,
people
I
your
don't want
way.
to really use the word charisma for myself because I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see myself as
Being charismatic.
the skibidi Riz guy, I guess. The skibidi
Yeah.
Riz man. But
Give it a miss.
um I just have noticed it or saw it like when because I realized this when I watched a lot of like or I watched well originally I started watching videos about certain topics and then I read about them later, right? Or like
Mm-hmm.
this is just also just a general good joke you can make with people. It's like, for example, One Piece is for example a story about a pirate who can't swim straight up,
Oh yeah.
and like if you say it like that, then it sounds so dumb. But because the way it's told, you're like, oh well, no, One Piece is a cool story, for example, right? And
Yeah.
I realized that when I was reading certain things, or and also but also just watching YouTube videos, like some people could frame certain things to me in a way that I was so like I couldn't care less about it technically, but out
Mhm.
of nowhere it caught my interest. Maybe another good example is like the rise in analysis content on YouTube, right? People like Summoning Salt was really good at this. For example, like he does videos on speedrunning, right? He
Mhm.
will make like a 4 hour video on like a random speedrun on like a random game, and people are loving it. People wake up out of bed for that and watch a 4 hour Summoning Salt video about that stuff, right?
Mhm.
And I think I was very inspired from creators like that. Not well, I can't really say I'm a big Summoning Salt fan, but oh, another fantastic person is actually Vsauce for this, right? Vsauce also just has his way of presenting topics that
Yeah.
people shouldn't give a crap about, but because of the way he does it, people just like and enjoy it anyway, right? Or
Yeah.
Kurzgesagt with their visual style and stuff, you know. That's
Yeah.
also
And
a
they just own what they like, right?
yeah, but
Besides.
they also present it in such an accessible way, right? Like
Mhm.
I'm not good at physics or something like that, right? But I watch every Vsauce video with pleasure, and most of the time I'm able to follow without any issue, and that well, I'm not still not fantastic, I think, at portraying ideas and giving them meaning and a shape and a good cohesion, right?
Mhm.
It's a real beautiful skill slash thing to do in my opinion, and it's something that I've noticed that when I am able to pull it off somewhat good, I could kind of own or play it off in a cool way. Because for example,
Yeah.
in a university, we had to do like a presentation, like
Mhm.
kind of like selling a product, right? That was a thing we had to do. And I remember
Mhm.
I tried to sell this, well, sell. I couldn't think of anything to make, so I was just like, I'll just make my own my anime list or something like that. So for the people who don't
Oh,
know,
okay.
it's just a website where
Mhm.
you score anime and you recommend it to other people. That's all it is, right?
Mhm.
But for so what I did, I started off with just like talking about Vagabond, which was at that time especially I had a really big obsession and loving for, right, that manga. And yeah, I don't know. I noticed if I could really sell and pitch the feeling and emotion through Vagabond, and then the desire to share it with a fan base and discuss it further stuff, I noticed that I was able to get a lot of the people in the class into it, right? And they were pretty cool and surprised with it. And I'm also lucky to have that Vagabond is actually one of those manga that look completely
It
fantastic,
looks
right?
yeah, it looks visually it looks very compelling and
Yeah. So because and I also kind of chose that on purpose, right? I'm showing some panels of Vagabond right now on screen for the people who care. I
Mhm.
did it on purpose, of course, because if it is something like Naruto, of course people would not take it as serious, and that
Yeah,
would be a shame, right?
that would be a shame, yeah.
So, but that was something that I was really happy with, and I was also, I had this, some friends on my dorm, and they were like, man, they really just enjoyed it about when I talked about things I liked a lot, and they were just like, yeah,
Mhm.
you know, they were always just
Yeah.
open to just hear what happened, what's up and stuff, and I was yeah, made me happy
Yeah.
to hear and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like the way I kind of
So
glad
there's
it.
multiple ways of handling it.
Mhm.
It's just what I want to
Of
say.
course. Yeah, of course, right. Like it's the way I would generally just add it because I just generally just converse myself in a lot of like different topics, so I know enough.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and because I feel like even though I don't always talk about the things that I'm very passionate about, I am still very genuine in what I do and what I say to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just keep things that I'm truly passionate about and I share with the people that I feel safe sharing to myself. Wat Wat? Goed. Ja, ik kom direct naar onder zetten. De PlayStation moet terug in het boek. Dat is goed.
Yeah,
Moet je als je
yeah, you can close
hm?
you can close off your point and then
Yeah, yeah, my bad.
no
I
stop.
thought I so
Okay,
like
but make your point. Go ahead.
yeah. So I feel like I just convince myself in a lot of like I just keep the thing that I'm really passionate about to myself.
Uh huh.
I just vibe with people. I talk to people. I can make joke. I am very just flexible around a lot of things. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Do you ever feel like that's tiring to do or something like that, or is that just you don't mind at all? It's just like
No, I
it's
don't
just
mind at
Tuesday.
all.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't mind at all. Like I am just I don't know. I can laugh. I can talk about almost any subject. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. I do feel like it's something I should and could work on to just like be less, just I don't know, just care less about like
Hmm.
it's my passion. It's my passion, I like just like
Yeah,
things you enjoy.
yeah, yeah. No, no, that's definitely fair, right? At the same time, some people enjoy a bit of mystery around their people, so maybe don't spill the beans too much or go too hard
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
that's
But hey,
that's fair
that's your
enough.
own that's your own choice, of course.
Of course.
In any case, yeah, I think we've been going on for a good while now.
Yes.
Uh, I don't know if you have any closing things you just still want to discuss or talk about.
I think we said I think we said plenty.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, just I'm just kind of excited to where this we're at the beginning of January this year. So I'm just kind of excited to see what the rest of the year is gonna bring us because I don't know we have. I mean I don't like we together have something planned, but I also wonder what the rest of the year will bring.
Hmm. Definitely. In any case, guys and ladies and gentlemen who watched, thank you very much for watching. Happy to say that as far as I've been noticing or have been seeing, I'm really happy with the people who have been watching and have been enjoying the content. Just want to do a quick thank
That's
you.
yeah.
Again, if there is any feedback, feel free to always comment it, but don't feel obliged, of course. It is just already pretty fun to me personally, at least, to just upload the videos and kind of just let them be
Yeah.
and exist. Um, Still, it's not another thing. Actually, is also feel free to, of course, subscribe to our specific podcast channel. That's because
Yes.
I'm not so sure how long I really still actually want to put them on the Gentle Cafe account, but that's something else.
That's something we'll see in the future.
Yeah. But in any case, thank you again for watching, everyone, and have a good evening.
Good evening, guys.